There are one-hit wonders, and then there are one-hand wonders. Einhander. Yes, Einhander, a side-scrolling shooter shmup extravaganza from Squaresoft. That Squaresoft. The very same company that gave us brooding emo dude bros wielding giant industrial swords that earwormed us with melancholic piano themes and at least one flying continent per franchise per game. So, what the hell was this doing in their catalog? In 1997, they dropped one of the most polished, flashy, and absurdly fun shooters of the generation, I'd wager of all time, and then just never made another. No sequel, no ports, not even a lazy mobile
gotcha grubbing grabby
remake. So today, I gotta ask, why was Einhander the only game like this that Square ever made? Why did it fail? And why was it so damn good? Along the way, we're gonna break down the development, gameplay, story, soundtrack, reception, sales, and what legacy it left behind. This is another The Gamersician review. Lego. If you were there, I ain't gotta be the one to tell you. Square absolutely dominated the PlayStation 1 era. I'm talking Quistis getting out the whip during special time domination. They were at the top of their game. For real, from the SNES onward, the company could do no wrong. You had Final Fantasy 4, 5, and especially 6. Then there was 7, there was 8. Okay, not 8 for me. 9. Oh, we're back. Love that little scrappy tail bastard. Chrono Trigger, Cross, Saga Frontier 2, Xenogears, come on. These folks were on fire. And during the PS1 era, they started to branch out more and more. You had games like Chocobo Racing, the Tobal series, and Parasite Eve showed that the RPG giant wasn't afraid to take some chances. I talked all about their historic and iconic 5th gen run in my PS1 Square tier list video that you should definitely check out after this. So yeah, Einhander wasn't completely out of left field. I remember playing it for the first time on a Pizza Hut demo disc in early 1998. I quickly became obsessed with the slick look of the game, responsive controls, isometric, constantly shifting views, real-time lighting, and fire music. My God, the music is pure gas in this game. Anyway, I convinced my 6th grade homie Rob with the nice crib to scoop it up one fateful recess over a game of basketball, and trust, I'd borrow it every chance I got, trading my copy of Final Fantasy VII for the opportunity just to play this fantastic game. Now, don't you miss swapping games? Ah, buddy, those were the days. Square's first and only 2.5D shooter, this anomaly was a radical departure for the company. And while it hit, it didn't hit, if you feel me. But why not? Einhander was developed in-house by the wizards at Square and directed by Tatsuo Fuji, a former Konami guy who worked on Gradius 2 and Zexix. So you had a legit genre vet bringing his credibility and know-how to the gun-toting party. The gritty, cyberpunk-infused, neon-lit Booga Sugar party. Now, this was initially revealed at the 1997 Tokyo Game Show and released that winter in the Land of the Rising Sun, followed by a US release in May of 1998. It never made it to Europe. Nailed. For those not as well versed in the mother tongue, Einhander is German for one-hander, referring to the ship's robotic manipulator arm. And trust me, that arm is doing damn near all the heavy lifting here. Visually and technically, Square treated this thing like a prestigious title. Built using tech they'd refined while working on Final Fantasy VII, it pushed the PlayStation 1 hard. 60 frames per second, transparency effects, dynamic lighting, big bosses, fully 3D environments played out on a 2D gameplay plane, and definitely some lighting effects that they jacked from that Bolt spell. I know y'all remember that one. The vibes were straight up cyberpunk grunge meets Gundam style Macross war drama. Felt like a best of Toonami mashup, and goddamn did I love it. Well, what I played of it, that is. Glowing lights high above city skylines, robotic death merchants, German propaganda strewn everywhere. It's dripping in atmosphere and the highest level of steez. Okay, let's talk about why this game truly rules, and that's the gameplay. When you load up Einhander, you get right into it. You start by picking one of 3 ships, each with their own quirks and perks. There's the Endymion Mark II, the most adaptive of the ships. You get 3 gun pods, but can only use one at a time alongside your trusty machine gun. Flexible, but packing moderate heat. The Mark III is more noob friendly, with dual machine guns that do okay damage, but only 1 gun pod spot. Less weapon management, but the weakest in pure firepower. And then there's the Astrea Mark I, my ship of choice for this playthrough. It comes with the single machine gun like the Indy Mark II, but you can use 2 gun pods simultaneously. That means you live and die by your pickups, and it requires some serious juggling of your primary and secondary shot buttons. Now, each ship has a manipulator arm that I mentioned earlier that lets you steal enemy weapons or loot boxes and equip them on the fly. A defining mechanic that makes Einhander feel more dynamic and ever-changing than most shmups of the era. The weapons also can act as your single life raft when fire is upon you, as they are able to take some damage and keep you from hitting the dirt hard. And oh man, the weapons. Railguns, spread shots, Vulcan cannons, homing missiles, freaking lightsabers. It's like Mega Man meets R-Type, and each weapon comes with dual functionality depending on if it's at the top or the bottom of your craft. It's some real tactical shit, y'all, that most games in the genre just don't offer. You've got things like speed control with L2 and R2. I recommend just going fast though, to be honest. And yeah, no health bar. Yeah, it's one hit and you're doneski. Aside from the weapons absorbing a few shots, like I said, and you gotta be clever and fast to use those purposefully. But let's be honest, most of the time, it's do or die out here in these German propaganda covered streets. And die, you will. Again and again and again. You restart at the checkpoint too, not where you fell. Einhander is tough as fuck, y'all. Brutally tough. Souls before souls tough. Yeah.
I said it.
And yet it's never unfair. It is so deliberate. You really do feel like you're getting better on your Monty Python shit.
Bring out your dead!
Indeed. So yeah, when you have that successful run, you feel straight up like a god. It's very, very rewarding. Seeing that score counter flashing as you duck, dodge, and dive is something else. Pattern recognition gameplay at its finest. Now, I played this via my personal computer because there aren't many ways to play this game these days. It's not on modern PSN, but I didn't feel like capturing it on my PS Vita, so here we are. I did use one cheat, infinite lives. No save scumming or anything like that. When I died, I died. I just could die as many times as I needed to. Even so, this shit was hard. Now, when I was a kid, I never even got past the 3rd stage. So this video is less of a review and more like a re-stalgia no view. I hope it gets some views. Please watch this. But boy, does this game reward mastery. Every level has hidden objectives too. Things like destroying light sources, defeating mini bosses by taking out certain parts but not others, finding hidden paths, and these special bonuses unlock secret areas and even new ships if you're really good. Hell, bosses will switch tactics depending on what part of their ship you take out and in what order. For a game you can technically finish in under 60 to 90 minutes, the replay value is massive. I loved my time with Einhander, even when it was absolutely putting me in my place. I will be playing this game all the way through again, potentially on a harder difficulty or, at least without infinite lives turned on. Now, you might not expect a shmup to have much of a plot, but this is Square here, and they couldn't help themselves. I mean, that's just what they do. Or did, I guess. Einhander is set in a dystopian future where Earth and its lunar colony are locked in a second war. You play a kamikaze pilot sent from the moon's Selene to cripple Earth's defenses. Throughout the game, mission briefings come from a cold, mechanical artificial intelligence. But as you play, you start to realize maybe the real enemy is upstairs in that booth. Over 6 missions, you stop Earth's missile attack, only to be betrayed by the good guys with the classic, "You've won. Thank you so much for your service. Now die." I mean, who better to test out a shiny new AI-fueled fleet by sending them after you? But damn, you survive. By the skin of your teeth, you lick your wounds, rebuild your stockpile, and a month later, you go full-on renegade, taking on both sides in one glorious final run. It's existential, it's poetic, it's bleak as hell, but it's also kind of beautiful. Even the ship's names, Selene, Endymion, Hyperion, are ripped straight from Greek mythology. Just a little extra Square polish on top, really leaning into that tragic feel. The final fight is so damn epic, and I found myself heavily invested in the fight of our nameless pilot. Unfortunately, the history books may remember them as much as they remember this game. Shameful. Now, real talk, this game looks friggin' awesome. You start out in a rain-slicked, fluorescent-filled city with flashing billboards and dystopian decay, moving through everything from smog-choked wastelands and rail systems to bunker corridors and low-orbit space battles. The mood constantly shifts with the color palette, evolving right alongside the music, from vibrant to oppressive and back again. That contrast makes the finale on the bright side of the moon hit even harder. This camera puts in work too. Angles tilt, pan, and zoom all around you, adding flair, drama, without compromising the gameplay. The 2.5D presentation is slick, cinematic without being chaotic. Well, not too chaotic. It's definitely not an issue often, but there are moments where the camera made it hard to keep track of what was coming back at me. Especially that last level, but god damn, was that a cool ass fight. Speaking of the last level, we gotta talk about those bosses. They are the showstoppers visually. So many memorable designs here. Giant spider tanks, rotating bipedal mechs, giant killer trains. We might know a Square guy that can handle that last one. Hell, the level 5 boss legit looks like the long-lost weapon brother. Maybe, Emerald, no. Dime, no. Ruby, Lapis weapon? That's about all the gems I know. Anyway, each one is introduced with a super slick animation package as they enter the battlefield, as well as a voiceover in German, of course. The first time you hear Ich sie dich je hol. How was my German, guys? Pretty good, right? And a robot flies out of a tunnel to kill you? Nah, bro. Nah, dog. That shit is crazy. I wonder if Kanye understood that without hesitation. I definitely make a lot of Kanye references for absolutely despising the guy these days, but hey, he was really important to me once, okay? Let me do it, guys. Let me do it. You really can tell Square poured love into every visual detail. Explosions, lighting, atmosphere. It's a masterclass in pushing PS1 hardware to its limits without sacrificing anything. From incredible reflections across water surfaces, hyper beams whizzing by you, and moonlit soaked vistas, they nailed every moment of this presentation. It's clear they learned a lot from their years of mastery of this console, because this is a true standout in the pantheon of Square's classics for the OG PlayStation. Let's talk about the bang of a soundtrack. Composer Kenichiro Fukui, who later teamed up with Nobuo Uematsu in the Black Mages, went hog shit wild with this one. It's an absolutely intoxicating, hypnotic blend of techno, trance, drum and bass, industrial, progressive house, ambient electronica. You name it! You know, really whatever he wanted. Sounds like Ghost in the Shell met Ridge Racer at a Berlin nightclub after a long night of
skiing them slopes. If
you catch my drift. Snow drift. Is that a triple entendre? If not, it's close. It's close, right? But seriously, this is one of the best soundtracks on the system, and low-key has entered my top 15 of all time. Each stage has at least a couple themes to them, and while bosses recycle a single track, little too often for my taste, others have their own music and can even evolve mid-battle. Hell, the track Shudder even drops a rap verse in the middle of a tense dogfight. Yes, Square gave us boss fight breakbeats and bars before even my beloved Third Strike did. Truly ahead of its time. We gotta talk about this soundtrack more in depth because I swear there were times I'd literally stop and take it in. I was vibing so much. So first of all, Street for sure uses vocals from Judith Cirilia, a soprano known for singing as Eve from Parasite Eve. I couldn't confirm that because it doesn't show in her bio, but that is absolutely her. Kenichiro must have raided Yoko's vault while she wasn't looking. And this is used to great effect alongside a sinister laugh as you get acclimated to both the feel and tone of this game. Chase is such a sick tune. I love the key changes, the slick pads, the driving rhythm. Man, there's so many good tracks on this. One of my favorite tunes is Conflict. I remember when I heard it drop in as I crossed through the cotton candy sky. Man, I knew it was about to be special. These ethereal pads alongside tiny triplet hi-hats and softly panning strings, a snare and synth drop in, building into a pounding kick drum and filtered arpeggiator. This song just continues to build on itself in such a unique and interesting way that I couldn't get enough of. Finally drops into such a heavy, pumping bass line and reversing open hi-hat. But it's not done. The way that it breaks finally into this beautiful string and synth section that feels decidedly more 80s cop drama in tone. This is a musical journey and seriously one of the best songs I've ever heard in a video game. No hyperbole. Just go listen to it. Thermosphere is also such a banger, but my God, the final boss theme, Zero Gravity. If there's any song in this game that might be more of a jam to me than Conflict, it's this one. I mean, talk about epic. EPIC epic. The synth work on this track is absolutely sublime. Much more down-tempo in feel, playing straighter drum rhythms. This one is all about the instrumentation. It seriously sounds like you're out in the outer reaches of space, fighting for all the future of mankind. And there's Eve again. How is this both so beautiful and so haunting at the same time? The big 80s style drum breakdowns are so damn sick, man. I cannot get enough of this album. The credits theme, bro, this OST is magical, absolutely sublime. And I tried my best to put together my own track called Left-Handed Shooter, and I'd like to share that with you now, utilizing some of the boss samples and completely composed from the ground up in Bitwig by yours truly. I hope you enjoy. Now, if you did enjoy that song, hit me with a one-handed down below in the comments, and I'll consider dropping as a single so you can continue to jam out to it. Beyond the legendary soundtrack, this game just sounds good everywhere. Sound design is legit top tier. Explosions are deep and satisfying. Lasers, weapon pickups have some serious punch. Every hum of an engine, laser zap, and booming burst of a rifle has this crunchy, clean, polished sound Square was known for in the era. The ambiance feels legitimate, and I love the touch of all the bosses speaking only German. And honestly, going back and finally finishing this game, hearing all the music in it was one of the biggest joys of this return to Einhander. It's seriously one of the best soundtracks on the entire system, and that's really, truly saying something. I would kill for a vinyl of this soundtrack too. Come on, Square. I know y'all need the money with how the quarterly earnings calls have been going lately. Speaking of earnings, how was Einhander received? Well, if we're talking critical reception, it fucking crushed it. IGN gave it a 9.0. GameFan hit it with a 94. EGM gave it an average of 9.2, with the homie Crispin calling it the most cunningly designed shooter I've ever played. Say word. It even earned a Best Shooter nom from official PlayStation Magazine. Reviewers praised basically everything from the visuals, the weapon system, the music, and the sheer polish of all of it. The only downsides of note were how short it was, roughly an hour if you're super skilled, and there being no multiplayer. Reviews back in the day wanted multiplayer in everything. I guess the more things change. Sales-wise, it did flat out awful. Even in Japan, about 100,000 copies moved. In the US, it managed to do worse, which is a damn shame. Colder than the neon cool of its dystopian glow. I guess with it being such a niche genre, pretty late into the PS1 era with no marketing muscle, we should have expected as much. And man, if you're trying to play it now legitimately, I mean, good luck. It only ever was officially released on the PS1, with digital downloads available on the PS3 and PSP through PlayStation Network. Other than those three options, you're gonna have to get the 5-finger discount from somewhere. Luckily, that only requires one hand. Copies on eBay run from the low 70s up to nearly $300 for a complete inbox. And with there not really being a way to play this on modern consoles, it's a damn shame this amazing game lives in purgatory. So while it did cause some serious rumblings critically, it never got the commercial success to match. It amazed me how hard it was to find any significant info on this game, even in 2025. r/Einhander only has 134 members. We really done failed this one, y'all. Truly. So, why didn't Square follow it up? After the last couple of minutes, I'd imagine that's probably pretty obvious. But I'd say there were 3 major reasons. 1, it didn't sell like Final Fantasy. Square was shifting to big cinematic blockbusters post Final Fantasy VII. A hardcore 2D-ish shooter did not fit that roadmap. Not then, and definitely not now. Number 2, it was a one-off experiment. The dev team was mostly new to Square. The game's story wraps up cleanly. There were no plans for a franchise, and after the poor sales, that was kind of the death knell. Number 3, market trends changed. By the end of the 90s, shmups were seen as old news outside of arcades, and those were even dying. On consoles, that shit was a dead genre walking, or flying. People wanted more in-depth games in full 3 dimensions. It just didn't fit the bill. Bottom line, it was a perfect storm of wrong time, wrong place. Brilliant, but out of sync with the industry and never finding its footing because of it. But Einhander wasn't totally forgotten, just mostly. Go join the Reddit and let's hype this shit, y'all. It appeared as a boss and minion in World of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy XIV featured an Einhander-style enemy in one of its dungeons. In Kingdom Hearts 3, Tetsuya Nomura, a self-confessed fan, brought the original dev team back to design the gummy ship missions. Other than that, nada, zilch. We still out here waiting for Einhander. Thanks, other video games that taught me that this is a two-handed sword. Who said gaming doesn't teach you anything of value? Einhander truly is a strange little miracle of a game. A genre-defining, outstanding shooter made by the RPG Titan, packed with ideas, style, fun, times, and so much swag. Came out of nowhere, made its mark, and abruptly disappeared. And that's kind of poetic when you think about it. Like its protagonist, it fought, won, got erased, and became a legend. If you've never played it, find a way. If you have, revisit it. Seriously, it's still fun as hell, albeit frustrating at times. And the Square Enix, just saying, a remaster would be sick. Doesn't even have to be fancy. If Saga Frontier and Front Mission can get polished up and paraded out, surely Einhander deserves a second shot, right? Right. Thanks for hanging out with your boy. If you enjoyed this deep dive, check out this other video on one of the most overlooked PS1 classics. And remember, glory with the moon, mercy on the earth. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment with the next forgotten PS1 gem you want to see me cover. Let's get to 3,000 subs. Lend me a hand, will you? Peace.